Well, hello everyone. 3 years ago today, Google Stadia was released to the public, being the of Google to enter the emerging market of video game streaming. Now, 3 years later, it is set to be shuttered on or completely on January 18th next year. Here, with it becoming the latest entry into the Kill by Google category online. Though some people try to deny this, even putting out entire boilerplate statements claiming that cloud streaming is the future of gaming. I, however, still wonder what less if and rather when this will all go down, and now that it's going to in a little well, under 2 months as I record this. Here is a video addressing Google Stadia's death and why, for now at least, cloud gaming is not the future yet. This is the first and most obvious example about why I feel that Stadia did not do well, and the challenge that's going to be faced by every other cloud gaming service, including ones that actually have done this model a lot better, until it improves. Limitations set by the data, not just by the ISPs themselves for or how much data it takes to download and stream content, and as well as ISP speeds, but just the infrastructure one would need by design, especially here in the States, to stream in games all the time rather than having them physically on your storage or on a physical copy. And when this concern was expressed to none other than Phil Harrison and the VP of Google at the time, he mostly shrugged it off, believing that ISPs would simply raise the caps. Well, nice idea in theory. In practice, there's no guarantee they would do so without charging exorbitant amounts for it. I mean, I should know I'm one of the people who got part of the settlement when AT&T took advantage of myself and others' hunger for data back in the day. Hey, that aside, no matter what you're playing, whether it requires instant one-to-one reactions or not, would still be bound by the same restriction, which also brings me to my next point about why I don't think this is the future yet and why the service failed. This is the point that made them most reluctant to try Stadia. I mean, apart from Guilt and eventually talk about Tequila Works, which is going to be ported to other systems and PC so other people can actually try it. There weren't a whole lot of other experiences that were unique to that platform compared to Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. So, on top of this, yes, they actually, instead of streaming them, individually having to buy them, like with Netflix or Hulu, who they more or less made you pay full price for each game, and in many cases, these are ones that came out years ago and much cheaper to buy in other digital storefronts, especially or even physical copies in some cases. Which, and it definitely did not really inspire much confidence in that compared to other ones, which naturally brings me to the third and final reason I have in this brief video on the matter. Sometimes it can take a while for audiences to accept a new technology. I think the whole idea of game streaming, as far as streaming was concerned, is probably the biggest hurdle to overcome. I myself am not ready to fully move away from physical games, old and new, let alone having stuff that's on your console's hard drive or SD card. It would also seem that, in many respects, most people aren't. And while other other services such as Microsoft's Game Pass and Amazon's Luna have managed to make a lot of improvements over what Google was proposing. I mean, for the time being, there simply isn't enough of a market for it just yet for it to truly blossom. Which, heck, this happens nearly in every industry, especially in consumer electronics, as long as I've been alive, if not longer, that people in charge always decide when the market's ready to adopt something the market does. It's kind of the same mindset I had towards stuff like VR, and a lot of people have, like the metaverse as well. One day, it could be something that everyone uses in some capacity, but for now, I just don't think technology is there yet to really make it work as a whole. And when people ask him why Nintendo doesn't make their own streaming dongle, I respond with the question, do the words Virtual Boy mean anything to you? Exactly my point. Alright, so this is like my initial video. I'll be doing like a much longer and larger postmortem on Stadia. I decided when the date actually goes dark on January 18th of next year, which I'll make it one of the big videos after my 31st birthday. So while in many ways I can appreciate Google for trying this out, but at the same time, it comes off a lot like what happened with Google Glass, as it was an idea that was interesting in theory, but didn't work out as well in practice, and other companies. And they're a company I've seen my fair share in the last 10 years alone do this. For every success they also have their fair share of failure as well. So they can weather the storm. But anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to keep playing Scarlet and Violet, and I will see you tomorrow with my first reading thoughts on Jordan Peele's Nope. Take care, everyone.